If you plan to live in Finland long term, it's a great idea to start saving and investing your money. For example, using index funds to combat inflation and increasing your wealth. And I'm gonna show you step by step how to get started with investing in Finland using Nordnet. Let's go. First, I will tell you a little bit about Nordnet. Nordnet is the established investing platform in Nordic countries. They offer a wide range of options from easy index funds to individual stocks and to more complicated products. First of all, creating an account is entirely free and there are no monthly or yearly subscription fees. Secondly, they will do automatic reporting to the tax authorities, so that will help you filing the taxes. It's also separate from the banks. Finnish banks also offer these services, but for example, if you stop using the bank, then you would have to transfer or sell your assets. And you can start with 15 euros a month, and they are regulated in Finland and in Sweden. And English is available on their mobile app, and you can even open an account for your child to start building a nest egg for him or her. There's a few cons as well. There are quite high fees to invest in individual stocks, and there's also a monthly fee if you want to invest in ETFs. The registration process is also available only in Finnish, but I will help you with that soon. But let's jump to my computer, and you can follow along this tutorial using the link in the description. It is an affiliate link, so if you decide to create an account, I will get a small commission with no extra cost for you, so everybody wins. Good stuff. Once you click the link, let's use Google Translate again. If we do a right click and translate to English, it will automatically translate. Then we click Become a Customer, and sometimes you have to translate it again. First you will click the one that's suitable for you. I'm going to choose private person. Then you will type in your personal identity code here. And then there are a few questions you need to answer. This is standard KYC, know your customer thing. So it's like a regulated thing that this like a financial institution has to know their customers. So first of all, you need to choose the portfolio type. You want to choose this AOT, equity and fund portfolio for now. There's this share savings account, but we're not going to go into that, and you can open that also later if you want, but this first one is the one you want to open. Then you would put your phone number and email address, and then you will choose your username and password. If you're paying taxes to some other country than Finland, then you will choose accordingly. I'm going to choose no. Your citizenship, and how many times you expect that you would withdraw money from the account. You can, for example, choose 0 to 10 times. On average, how much money will be deposited. You can, for example, say 0 to 500,000 euros. How often are deposits expected to be made? Maybe 0 to 10 times. Approximately how much money do you plan to deposit? 0 to 1,000 euro. How much is your estimated monthly income? And what is your main source of income? For example, if you have a permanent job, then you would choose that one. What is the purpose of using Nordnet? For example, long-term savings, maybe short-term savings if you want to use that. And what is the source of money? So where you actually get your money that you're going to put there, maybe salary, pension, savings, income from own company. You can choose several. And if you've ever been a politically influential person, you would choose that one, but I haven't been, so I just choose N. And this next question is a little bit mistranslated. Do you own transferable funds and securities? This means that if you, for example, put the money to Nordnet, do you actually own them? Most likely you will, so you would just click yes. And then you just need to acknowledge that there is risk. And you can also read why Nordnet is a kick-ass service, and then you will click this button. So the terms are only in Finnish, unfortunately, but you can actually download them using this button here, and then you can actually upload them to Google Docs and have it translated for you if you really want to look at them. But the thing is that not many people actually read them. But once everything is okay, you can just click this button here to sign the document. And you will do it with your online banking credentials. So you just choose your bank and proceed from there. And you should be able to get your account immediately. Sometimes there may be some hiccups, but for the most part it should be like bada bing bada boom. Then you would just go back to the main screen and log in using your credentials. Okay, and next I'm gonna show you how you can start the monthly savings plan. So the idea is that it will automatically put a set number of euros to a fund or a number of funds. It's actually very handy. I'm using the web service. It does not have English at the moment. The mobile app does have, but the monthly saving plan at the moment is not available in English, so I'm gonna use the translate and show how it works. So to get started, you click this My Page and Monthly Savings Agreement. And they have actually this really cool feature that they will actually help you to find the correct funds. You can of course find them yourself, or you can also use the ETFs. I'm not going to go to the ETFs now. We're going to use the regular funds. So let's click the Help with Fund selection. And then you click Next. And first you need to name your savings. For example, if you're looking for financial independence, maybe your dream house, comfortable retirement days. I'm going to choose financial independence for me. Click Next. Next they will ask what is your horizon, investment horizon. For me, I'm going to go long term, so I'm going to click more than 10 years. And then they will ask you how much you're ready to invest each month. So I'm just gonna put 50 euro, you can always change it later. And then they will give you a proposal of the portfolio. So this is like a high risk, but high risk is fine when the horizon is better. And for example, here it's suggesting me 30% Finland, 50% world, 20% emerging markets. But you can also edit this. For example, let's say that I'm not really much into the Finnish markets, I can put it to 0 and maybe, let's say 80% world and 20% emerging. And then I click this please refresh. Okay, for some reason the numbers didn't update here, but this pie chart did. And you can again always change these changes if you want. Click next. And then what factors are important for you? I personally like index funds because they are the easiest, they're passive, and their costs are also the lowest. Maybe highest historical return is also nice. Click next. And then it will suggest you the fund. For the world index, it's gonna suggest me this Nordnet index fund ESG. And if you want to learn more about it, you can click it. And here you can read all kinds of things. What is the historical development? What geographical areas it's investing? For example, this has 2/3 in the US, Euro area, Japan, and so on. You can also read more about here. And then there's the key information brochure. Unfortunately, those are in Finnish, but you can use the translation trick with Google Translate. You can also switch funds by clicking this. So if that one is not really for you, you can choose any of the other options and read more about it. For example, if I would not like this one, I could also get this SSB active fund, and then I would have to put the 80% allocation. And please refresh, and there we go. There's a rule of thumb that the cost should be maximum 0.5%. So if it's less than 0.5%, that is good. Those are always deducted automatically from the value of the fund, so you don't have to actively pay anyone for the cost. And for the emerging markets, it's suggesting me this Nordnet Index Emerging Market ESG. So as we can see, the 50 euro which I allocated, 40 euros would be put this one every month, and 10 euros to this one. Let's click next. Then you would choose the account you chose in the registration part, and then you can choose the day on which you want the savings amount to be charged. So for example, let's say if you get your salary on 5th, it could be on 6th or 7th, for example. So let's choose 8 on this one, and the sum is 50 euros. You can always change this by the way anytime. And if everything seems okay, tallenna. Pat on the back, your goal of financial independence is one step closer, good stuff. And then if we click here, we can actually see that it's over here. What it does now, so on every 8th day of the month, it will invest 50 euros to those 2 funds. But that means that we also have to have money on the account. So how we're gonna do that? I'm gonna show you. On the top, we can find this transfer money. And there's 2 ways you can deposit money. You can do a real-time storage or real-time deposit. If you click here, you would just choose your bank. For example, I'm a member of OP. It's cooperative bank in English. And then I would just, for example, put 50 euro, and then there's this note. And if I would click this, then it would proceed to the payment. If you want to automate this, you need to set up a recurring thing, and you don't want to come here every month because you probably are busy and you may forget it. So instead, you can set a bank transfer. So if you click the bank transfer, again, I would choose Osuuspankki Cooperative Bank. And then I would just log into my online banking on OP, and I would set a recurring payment of 50 euros to this bank account with these credentials. And that's it. Remember that it will take 1 to 3 business days for the payment to arrive. So let's say if the investment happens on the 8th of every month, I would probably set the recurring payment to happen on 4th, for example. And if you want to make changes to your monthly savings plan, you just go to my page, monthly savings agreement, and then we can see that it's available here. And you can also make a one-time purchase right away if you have money on the account, but you can also delete it or you can make changes. For example, if you want to change the monthly amount, it's possible. You can change the day, you can even change the funds, so you can change things anytime. And of course, you can always sell your funds anytime. And if you want to return money from the Nordnet account to your Finnish bank account, again, you can go to the transfer money tab and then connect the counter account. So you always have to have a counter account connected, add a new counter account, and then you would just put your Finnish bank account's number, and that's it. And once that is done, you can always withdraw. On the left, again, mistranslation, it's like a withdrawal. It's supposed to be withdraw, and your counter account would appear here, and then you would just, for example, say, okay, I want to withdraw 50 euros, and then confirm, and then probably in a few days it should appear on your bank account. And that's really it. Now when it's automated, I don't really have to do actively anything because the money will automatically go to Nordnet and Nordnet will automatically invest in those funds without me having to do anything. And of course you can use the mobile app, it's available in English. Every once in a while you can go and check how your funds are doing. Of course there are many other things you can do on Nordnet, but this is really all you need to get started. A quick few words about taxes. So in Finland we don't have wealth tax, so by just owning these funds you don't have to pay taxes. But instead we have capital gains, so if you sell the fund or part of it with profit, then you have to pay taxes on the profit. But like I mentioned, Nordnet will automatically report this to the tax authorities and you will just have to check from your tax report that everything seems okay. So it's actually very handy with Nordnet. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and use the link in the description to get started.